Hello everyone, this is Canadian Queen 76, and today I want to talk about the Braxton Family Values episode, Season 2, Episode 5. And in this episode, it's called The Graduate, and it's all about Trina. She's graduating from college. So forgive me if I mix up the names, because every name starts with T, and that's actually how I memorize names, is by the first letter. So if everybody's name starts with the same letter, it confuses me sometimes. So I'm not trying to mix them up today, but I just want you to know that I might do that. So not everyone was featured in this episode. It was Trina graduating from college, Toni talking about no longer wanting Vince to be her manager, and Tamar trying to understand it. Everybody else kind of had their side issues going, but it wasn't highlighted in this episode. So let's just cut to the chase. Trina is graduating from college, and she's kind of perturbed because everybody doesn't want to come, or they're already booked, and they didn't show any interest in attending her graduation. Now, she's graduating with a bachelor's degree, and she's one of the only children, of siblings of Toni, who is getting a degree. So she's trying to figure out why she's not getting that support. It's an exciting day for her, and she really wants everyone to be there. And I believe her mother had initially said she's coming, so that's not an issue. Her mom's going to be there, and she just really wants her sisters there. So she calls her dad, and she wants her dad to come, but her dad doesn't support anything his wife can't come to because he's now remarried, and Trina doesn't really invite or include the wife, because if she includes the wife, then she feels like she's not showing any loyalty to her mother, Miss Evelyn. So her father didn't show up or walk her down the aisle in her wedding, so she was having an issue with that, and she was like, well, this is another important time in my life, and I want my father there. So she's kind of going back and forth on that and planning the graduation party. And Gabe, he's like, well, this is my opportunity. You know, Gabe's her husband. He's like, this is my opportunity to get in the good place with Trina, because Gabe is in the doghouse because they are working through some marital issues, especially with him cheating 5 out of the 7 or 8 years they've been together. So he calls her father and attempts to try to get him to come. They have a really good working relationship because Trina's father also cheated on Miss Evelyn. Well, he's talking to the father, and the father is like, well, I'll try to, do my best. And Gabe tells him how important it is for him to be there because Trina really wants, to have that support. So I think it's a good thing that Gabe did, because obviously what Gabe did helped. And on the day of her graduation, Trina's father walks through the door, and she's excited. So she's there. She's like a little kid. She's giggling. She's excited. She didn't know what to do with herself, and she's hugging her dad, having a good moment. And then her mom comes. Her mom comes in with a friend of the family, and of course, on site, her mom sees her dad, and she's like, rah, rah. But she holds it in because she sees that this is Trina's day, and she wants to support her, and she doesn't want it to be any drama. So she keeps it in because she wants Trina to have and enjoy her special day. And I'm pretty proud of Miss Evelyn for holding back like that, because even though her issues are not resolved and she's still full of anger, she held it back for Trina's day. And so Trina has everybody there, including Andre, Tawanda's husband. He brings the kids, and they all come. And Tawanda comes to her graduation party. So at the graduation party, Trina is also the one who has a problem with alcoholism, and she decides she wants to drink. Well, she doesn't just drink 1 or 2 things. She just goes overboard and just becomes flirty, Trina. And Gabe is like, oh, I have problems with this because Trina has a band, and he believes that since he cheats, he puts all of his insecurities on Trina. And so obviously he's like, well, if she's not getting things from me, then she's getting it somewhere else. And so he doesn't trust any of her bandmates. And so he's having issues around this whole party with her. And, of course, he's always in her face. And he goes out, and they have a confrontation. He's talking to her, and he's like, I don't like what's going on. And she pretty much tells him he can shove it, because she just doesn't have any patience for Gabe and anything. So when we see the edit in this whole episode, Trina doesn't give him no time of day. She's just like, whatever, I'm going to have fun. You can back the heck up. And so basically that's how that plays out. And the other issue that was going on with the show, we go to the next storyline, is Toni no longer wants Vince to be her manager. she doesn't know how to say this without upsetting Tamar, and she doesn't want her sister, out of respect for their relationship, to find out secondhand. So she wants to kind of tell Tamar in a way that when she does tell Vince, then it won't be a surprise because she's respecting her sister's relationship. However, Tamar feels kind of another way about it because she's like, well, why are you telling me? Because this is a business relationship you have with Vince. You should talk to him. So she didn't know how to take that, and so Tamar, in her dramatic way, kind of goes off and has a fit. But her mom's there, and Tawanda's there, and Tracy are there when Toni tells Tamar. So her mom, Miss E, is able to kind of coax through what Toni is trying to say. Toni gets upset to the point where she leaves the table and leaves the whole scene, and Tawanda goes and comforts her on that. So basically, Toni was trying to tell her in a way that I'm not going to be working with Vince anymore, and I want him just to be my brother-in-law and not my manager. I don't have to have a working relationship because I feel like there are a lot of things that I have back-burnered because we're working on the show. We're also working on a lot of ventures together, and Toni just wants to be out there again, making a new album, doing things just with Toni Braxton's name, and instead of carrying all of her sisters and her family, and which I understand because Toni was a standout artist. So with that being said, it kind of came out emotional, but I think they're going to be able to work through it because I know now that Vincent is not Toni's manager anymore. So these were the issues in the episode. Going back to Trina and Gabe, I do think that Trina does have issues because Gabe hasn't learned he has not learned his lesson. He's still kind of doing whatever he wants to do. The newly recent video with him Skyping a lady and talking about all their family issues and stuff came out, and Gabe is just, oh my goodness, I don't know what's going to happen with their relationship, but it is dysfunctional with a capital D, and it's just out there for everybody to see. I wish it would work out a lot better. I know they have children that are not featured on the show, and I know she's trying to figure out all these other things, but my goodness, they have a lot of things to work on, and I pray that Tawanda and Andre and their children go live somewhere else because having that many dysfunctional relationships in the house has got to be stressful. So this is episode 5, season 2, and I hope you all watch it. You can watch it on YouTube on Team Fabulosity, and you can definitely watch it on the web. But I watched this episode on YouTube, so check it out. And I hope you all like it. Talk to you later. Bye.